This video is not for people under the age of 13. Hi everybody and welcome back to BC's Doll Place. Today I will be sharing photos and footage with you from the Palace of Oz event that I attended at Blenheim Palace last month. As the name implies, the event was themed around the Land of Oz books by L. Frank Baum. I started reading the Oz books late last year and I'm on the fourth book, Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. Blenheim hold amazing Christmas events. So far, my family and I have attended events inspired by the Snow Queen, Peter Pan, and the Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Blenheim Palace is the birthplace of Sir Winston Churchill, so I had to do the Wreath for Victory sign. My mum spotted this delightful Christmas wreath on the door. It is decorated with blue bows and flowers with a pair of silver slippers hanging in the centre. I would like to recreate this wreath for my dolls. The diorama of the tornado was amazing. It was in the first room that you entered and it made a great first impression. This photo of the back of the tornado was taken in the next room. Mum took this photo of me standing in front of the Gale farmhouse. I'm holding my Dorothy Barbie doll. Behold! The remains of the Wicked Witch of the East! I took this photo of Dorothy in front of the Wicked Witch's feet, which is quite morbid in hindsight. There were displays with the story of the Wonderful Wizard of Oz written on them, placed in the themed rooms. Each room covered a different part of the story. Beautiful Christmas trees were a recurring decoration throughout the event. The next room was themed around the land of the Munchkins. Isn't this so pretty? There were delightful houses scattered around the Munchkin Land room that were the perfect size for my Dorothy doll. I took a lot of photos of Dorothy with the little houses. I thought that this fishing munchkin was particularly charming. My mum and I had a bit of a disagreement over the identity of this munchkin woman. I think that she's meant to be the Good Witch of the North who Dorothy meets upon her arrival in Munchkinland, whilst my mum argued that Glinda is the Good Witch, so this must be a random munchkin woman. In those books, Dorothy meets two Good Witches, the Good Witch of the North, who is sometimes named Locaster or Tattypoo, and Glinda, the Good Witch of the South. Locaster sends Dorothy to see the wizard, and Glinda tells her how to use the silver slippers to return to Kansas. In the 1939 film, Glinda is the only good witch, as both roles were combined into one. You could look through some of the houses and see inside. The Wicked Witch of the West's winged monkeys were hidden in the various rooms. It was fun trying to spot them all. Honestly, the winged monkeys are adorable. The missing posters for Nimmy and me were a fun Easter egg. In those books, Nimmy was engaged to Nick Chopper, who became the Tin Woodsman. There was a blackboard decorated with silver and blue ribbon and a pair of dangling silver slippers. The blackboard read, "Take Dorothy to the City of Emeralds." Mum helped me place Dorothy in the silver slippers for this photo. The next room was themed around the cornfield where Dorothy met the Scarecrow. There were a lot of apples. The Scarecrow's face was projected onto a Scarecrow figure, which I found disconcerting, but I can appreciate the creativity. Luckily, my mum was able to record the Scarecrow's speech.
How do you do? Brains, that's what I'm missing. You see, I'm stuffed, so I have none.
Likewise, Mum managed to capture some great footage of the Tin Woodsman. Thanks, Mum. You can really see how the art of W. Denslow, who illustrated the first edition of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, influenced the designs for this event. It is particularly apparent in the animatronic of the Tin Woodsman.
I have been holding the axe in the air ever since I rusted. Now oil the joints in my arm. Do you suppose Oz would give me a heart? I might have stood here always if you had not come along. You have certainly saved my life.
I love this photo of the Tin Woodsman in profile. He looks terrifying. I couldn't resist photographing my Dorothy doll with this mini Tin Woodsman. He's so cute. My mum and I were both disappointed that we could not buy this little fella in the gift shop. The next room is probably my favourite. It was themed around the poppy fields. This statue of the Cowardly Lion is magnificent. In The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, it isn't Glinda who saves Dorothy and her companions in the poppy fields, but the Queen of the Field Mice and her subjects, hence the line being surrounded by mice. The room was covered in poppies. I took this photo of Dorothy standing beside a basket full of poppies. I used this photo in a very dolly Christmas countdown last year. In the next room, we made it to the Emerald City. I do like the green glasses, as in the original novel, the Emerald City wasn't actually green. Everyone was forced to wear green tinted glasses upon entering the Emerald City, so that it looked green. This is a photo of me next to this rather cool looking door. I brought one of my Elphaba dolls with me to Blenheim, and I couldn't resist photographing her in the Emerald City. To quote Glinda, she looks positively emerald. My mum managed to capture footage of Oz the Great and Terrible, but the audio quality wasn't very good due to the sound of people talking. The Wicked Witch of the West's dungeon was quite eerie. I enjoyed the presentation of Dorothy defeating her. It was like looking through a window. Here we have Toto discovering the wizard behind the curtains. Toto was a figurine and the wizard was a projection or a video. I took a photo of Elphaba by this glittery Oz sign. I think that this photo of the Tin Woodsman and a winged monkey is adorable. They are mates now. In the books, the winged monkeys are enslaved by the Wicked Witch of the West because she is in possession of the golden cap and they must obey whoever has it. This room was themed around a carnival. One of the games was themed around the Tin Woodsman. Here's the wizard leaving Oz in his hot air balloon without Dorothy. Speaking of Dorothy, I met her! Dorothy was lovely and she adored her mini-me. I achieved a childhood dream meeting Dorothy. I thought that the living trees were impressive. There was a photo spot where you could sit on a rather regal throne. My parents took some photos of my Dorothy doll and I. This video is made up of all of our photos. Glinda appeared near the end of the event. One of the last things that you saw in the event were glittering gold projections of the Scarecrow, the Tin Woodsman and the Cowardly Lion. I had a wonderful time at Blenheim Palace. I cannot wait to see what next year's theme will be. The event was very immersive and it made you feel like you were really in Oz. On a more personal note, it made me very happy to incorporate my parents' photos into this video. Have you ever been to Blenheim Palace? I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If so, please consider liking it and subscribing to my channel. If you'd like to find me on other social media sites, my usernames are listed here and in the video description. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye!